I I think it's very like current, right? It's kind of we're looking at how this world, this sort of financial world and people within it are monopolizing and using the climate crisis to make money. And I think Henry is one of those people who sees this as a great opportunity to make his mark. And actually that's the conflict there. Is like this has to be a kind of selfless thing, but it for him it's ultimately selfish, and that's what ends up causing so much damage. I think he's perfectly placed as a character to come in and play that part, because I think he sees himself as a kind of modern man, in every sense. And what does the modern entrepreneur do? He comes in and solves the world's crises. Of course, it's not that simple.
Well, I think we did a pretty bad job of making it an interesting drama for the audience in season one and season two, because we the I would say the financial stuff was almost overlay to the character stuff, and so I think me and Mickey, we I don't think we had the skill set in our arsenal as writers to kind of find a way into it that was both true to life, dense enough to be different from something from people who wouldn't have necessarily lived in that world, and also intelligible for the audience. I think we were so scared in season one of making something that didn't feel complex and true to our own experience that we ended up sort of making it slightly unintelligible. I think in season three, while the show is still dense and the dialogue is still true to life, and I'm sure a lot of people will think that the show hasn't become more accessible, we both think we've done a slightly better job from season two to season three of just laying out.
Um, I mean, so many we are so blessed to have so many exciting challenges every time we get to do a new season of the show, just because our writers, I mean, for a multitude of reasons, but like our writers are so fearless, and it feels like this season in particular, they really just like wrote anything and everything. They were like balls to the wall. What can we do here to make the drama the most drama-y and the most exciting? So it's always, and I mean, on top of the finance jargon, that's always a huge challenge. It doesn't really get easier. But yeah, I mean, I'm always excited to try new things, and we've expanded the world so much in this season. So exploring these, particularly Harper, outside of Pierpoint. Who is she outside of Pierpoint? What does she want outside of Pierpoint? All of those things were so exciting to explore.
I think that's a really good way of putting it. I think that Yasmin's goal throughout season one, two, and three has been that she wants to sort of belong to a place and a person and feel sort of understood and acknowledged and valued. And I think that throughout the different seasons, there's been different obstacles in her way. I think that the most drastic and dramatic obstacles have definitely taken place in season three, and it puts her into a state of panic and fear. So that was challenging, I think, as an actor to be in a place of kind of fight or flight throughout a season, whilst also dealing with different relationships. It was definitely a new place for me and with Yasmin, but thankfully I feel that I know her incredibly well now. So it's different to if I'd read this and it was season one of something, I think she would actually be a very different person to the person that I know her as,
No, I think I came into this every kind of piece you ever, hopefully every kind of piece you act in changes you in some way. But I don't think I've come away from this with my feelings about those particular concepts altered. I took on Henry, who has I think different values from me in the world. But it's always interesting playing those people who think and feel very differently from you, and actually probably easier playing those people. Playing something closer to yourself, I think, is sometimes harder.